Welcome to another PK Adventure Travel Ship Tour. Today we're taking a look at the second largest cruise ship, now that the icon is out, the Wonder of the Seas. We're going to take you over every square inch that we have access to. So sit back, get your walking shoes on because it's definitely a big ship.
So if you ever need the medical center, it is down here on deck 2, aft by the elevators. You can see there they've got some hours posted. Seasickness, any kind of virus, any kind of ailments you may have, right down here to the medical center. So we are on deck 4, aft, which is the mid-level of the dining room, to have a nice upscale entryway. Several maitre d' stations as you enter to help assist you getting seated. 3-level location. And this particular dining room does have a unique appearance where they've kind of broken up the dining room itself into little subsections.
So if you're curious what's for dinner tonight, you can always come to the main dining room and they always have the menu for tonight's dinner. And the good thing is they have these little symbols here to indicate this is a vegan option, this is the classic option, and then they have the no sugar options. And they also have the chef's recommendations as well. And obviously you have a premium selection that's a small upcharge. So if you're really dying to have the lobster tail, $16.99 upgrade. And this is the Izumi hibachi and sushi, which is one of our favorite restaurants because we love hibachi and sushi. So let's take a look. This is one of the smaller hibachis that we've seen, but if you get a chance to do it, it is a blast. The half of it's just the entertainment and the other half is the great food. So it looks like they have 3 setup tables. And then continuing on to the other side, if you don't do hibachi, you can always come in and still get hibachi on the other side, as well as sushi. Oh, also, one of the favorite things that we've done is sushi classes. So if you really are interested in making sushi, this is a great place to learn. It's usually about $30 to $35 per person. And the class runs roughly about an hour, I believe. So if you get a chance, make sure you check out the sushi classes.
All right, on deck 4 is the Royal Casino. Do a quick walkthrough here for you. Luckily, since we are still on embarkation day, it is closed, so I can do some videotaping. You can see there is a number of tables spread throughout, lots of slot machines.
So walking through the casino, you can see that this is the hallway for the art gallery. So they usually have art auctions on, I believe, C days. So you can see this is a long hallway for some good art. Okay, so it looks like the hallway wraps around the casino. I forgot, we did have a Studio B on this ship. Where you can see the ice skating shows, and you can do laser tags on some ships, and you can also ice skate yourself. Just check all the times on your compass.
Also, it is important to note on the Wonder, because of the size of the ship, you do need to reserve these ahead of time. So keep an eye on the website and the app and book your time early.
This is the Crown Lounge. You have to be a diamond or up in status to actually access this lounge. So this is our first time. Haha. It's a nice place to come and just sit and meet fellow frequent cruisers, and they usually have juice, coffee, A few appetizers.
Right across from the Crown Lounge is the Attic. Now the Attic is the comedy club, always a popular spot. See, there is a multitude of seats around the whole club. There's a nice bar. So this is more of a lounge style versus a theater style. And I'll turn it over to CJ to give you some more info.
I was just going to tell a joke since it's a comedy club. I was going to pray for $1 million, but I know God doesn't work that way. So instead I stole it, prayed for forgiveness.
So right up from the Crown Lounge and the Attic Comedy Club is another Casino Royale. Now this one is unique because it is 100% non-smoking and a completely separate area. So it is not one where you will have smoke drift from 2 machines over. That's technically a smoking machine versus non-smoking machines. On deck 4 and 5 is where you will access the Royal Theater. This is where all of your main shows are generally located. So you can see it's multi-level.
Welcome to Deck 5, one of my favorite decks on the ship, where you'll find shopping, pizza, and coffee. Coffee happens to be my favorite stop, and on this ship they have 2. A real Starbucks, where you can actually use your Starbucks card, but you don't get reward points. It also looks like you can buy your Starbucks coffee, your regular Starbucks state or area mugs. So they have Miami and Florida as well here. And all your favorite Starbucks snacks, including cake pops. Welcome to Boleros. They have live music and it's dancing and a lot of Latin themed, but sometimes you'll find 80s night in here or yacht rock type music. I think the decor is really kind of cute in here. Oh, and the infamous car bench. It's a great photo spot. On the Wonder of the Seas, we have this ginormous cowboy hat. The shops are closed while we're in port right now. They'll reopen again around 6. And they'll be open from 6 to 11 daily, except for sea days when they're open from 8 to 11. This is something that we haven't had on a cruise ship because we've never been on a ship this large, but we have our own karaoke bar. It is called the Spotlight Karaoke. From the outside, it looks pretty cool. Let's take a look inside. Oh, this is really cute. It reminds me of like a bar in New York. All urban looking. And I really think that these speaker art, if you will, is really kind of cute. Oh, also in this room, to note, because you'll usually find this in the schooner bar, but in the karaoke bar is where you find your map of where we are, your ship view camera, how fast you're going, and the weather. So here we are, we have the regular Royal Caribbean shop to your left. If you look up, you can see a few rooms. To your right, we have the beauty store. Continuing on the left, you have Sorrento's, everybody's favorite pizza spot. Pizza is included in the cost of your cruise, and it's open all night long. There's Merchant Port where you can get your foods on the left. This ship happens to have a Cass and Clippers Irish pub. While you're in the promenade, there's a stage for overhead. They play music nightly. It's where you'll find the band that plays the dance party on night 1. Important to note, you'll see in our video, there's balloon drop on this cruise on the first night. They also are the band for the 70s party, the 80s party, and sometimes promenade Zumba classes. Here you'll find Next Cruise. You can get all your booking needs, and on Next Cruise, you can get an onboard credits depending on how long your cruise is. So on some of the larger ships, starting with the Independence class, you'll find classic car in the promenade. And behind it is my favorite, Cafe Promenade, for all your delicious coffee needs. This coffee is included in the price of your cruise. If you'd like to add an adult beverage to that coffee, unless you have an unlimited drink package, it is an extra charge.
Now, it's important to note that the make-it-yourself coffee on the countertops are included in your cost, but the Starbucks specialty coffees at this particular location would be an upcharge unless you have the refreshment package or the deluxe beverage package.
Next up, guest services. This is a hot spot for many guests. You'll find on port days, the line is not as long. And if you come early in the morning or late at night, you might get lucky with no line at all. On our left, we have the Bionic bar. The Bionic bar at night has little tablets laying out on the tables where you can go ahead and order a classic drink, a specialty cocktail, or create your own cocktail. Hey guys, check it out. The Sky Bar disappeared. Where did it go? Oh look, there it is on deck 8. We have more shopping and a shore excursion area where you can book your own shore excursions. A port shopping desk for all your port shopping needs and discounts. If you ask, they will give you an envelope with a lot of coupons for some free items and discounts. And on the left is your internet area for all your apps, Wi-Fi like Boom services. If you ever get lost, every floor does have a picture of a mini cruise ship. It tells you where you are with some options of where you're going. And here we are back to the main dining room, deck 5.
So here on deck 5 is where the dedicated walking and running track is. There is only one way to go, so make sure you follow the signs. Also down here looks to be a little area to sit, get something to eat. Shuffleboard, as well as ping pong.
We're on deck 6, and we are approaching the Boardwalk neighborhood. This is a mostly outdoor area, which has some restaurants and some entertainment items before you reach the bottom of the Abyss slide, which you see at a later part in the video. So there's the hot dog house. That's an included item as well while you're on the ship. It has an eatery. There's no extra charge there. Some games preceding the Playmakers sports bar. Those do have a cost, so make sure you don't just send the kids over there while you're watching the game. The Boardwalk hosts a genuine carousel. The Sugar Beach is a oversized candy store. Great way to rot your teeth, kids, or to get pre-diabetes. The Johnny Rockets is here. Now, Johnny Rockets breakfast is included for anyone. However, their lunch starting at 11 and any other meals are an a la carte cost even if you have the dining package. This Playmakers is one of the largest of all the ships we've been on. Unfortunately, they can only find cricket to play right now, so there's nothing worth watching, obviously. This is the bottom of the Abyss Dry Slide, which brings you down from level 16 here to level 6. It's similar to the old carnival style, where you sat in a burlap sack and slid down on the slide. The Boardwalk deck also hosts the access to the rock climbing wall, which overlooks the Aqua Theater. Slightly raised and has, again, different hours of operation, whether you're in port, on a sea day. There's night climbs, day climbs. All difficulty levels are available and covered. And there's actually a secondary on the other side, so there's a minimal wait time when it is available. You'll also notice off onto the side, one of the hidden astronauts. And then here's our view of the Aqua Theater. Now we happen to have a great inside balcony room at the end, which affords us at least 3/4 view of the Aqua Theater. I would absolutely still make it a point to schedule and get here and get some front row seating if available. Just like SeaWorld, there is a splash zone you'll have to watch out for, but the show is amazing and something you should not miss. So I'm down in the restricted area. I was able to get access to the Aqua Theater even though it's closed. I'm standing on the platform, which is not only their dance floor, but also the deep dive pool. This stage is comprised of 3 sections that raise and lower for various depths throughout the performance, as well as ultimately to allow for the high dives from the top. And underneath is a secret compartment that they swim out back to their areas so that you never see that part of the show. It's a great effect. So we're inside on deck 6 now. The Boardwalk is behind us. And this is your main promenade, which is 2 levels here on the Wonder. We've got the loyalty desk and the schooner bar. A schooner bar is on every Royal Caribbean ship. It is an absolute requirement, staple of the brand. Across from that are the photo studio and then photo gallery, as well as the shore excursions.
And finally on deck 6 is the access to the Vitality at Sea Spa and Fitness Center. Now, as soon as you enter the doors, you will see on your right the Vitality Cafe. This is an upcharge, but if you do have the deluxe beverage package or refreshment package, it is included. This is where you can get fresh smoothies as well as coffee. And as you can see, they have a full salon for both hair and nails. As you walk deeper in, you have the main lobby area. To the right is where you would head for all of your spa therapies, and to the left, the fitness center. So we're going to head into the fitness center first. As you can see, there are a lot of machines, both ellipticals, recumbent bike, as well as stationary bikes, and treadmills. And the treadmills have the coolest view right there at the porthole. As you continue to the center, you have a full range of equipment here for weight training and resistance training. And then past the yoga floor on the far side, we have a few more treadmills hidden. Let's head back to the other side and take a look at the spa area itself. Now, we're not going to see a whole lot here, but I can tell you to get to the Medi Spa, once you head to the right, there is a set of spiral stairs you're going to have to take down. And once you get to the ground, you have multiple corridors where the treatment rooms are, as well as the Serenity Spa, or I should say the Thermal Spa. That is an extra cost to access. Unfortunately, cameras were not allowed back there, so the only thing we can show you in this area is going to be the waiting room. There it is, and really, it is very peaceful. All right, let's head up a level. On deck 8, you will find the entrance to the music hall. So this is a cool venue, and as you can see here, there's multiple seatings around the side as well as the center, all with a look at the stage.
So we have 2 stories of seating here. So if you want a little overview, you can go upstairs to the second level, and it looks like there's even a place for you to put your drinks. It looks like the first floor is your only way in and out of the venue.
All right, so we are continuing on deck 8. So one of the most anticipated, for me anyway, section of these bigger ships. We are heading into Central Park. So this is designed around, as the name implies, Central Park of New York. The first thing you'll notice is all the plants. On these style ships, these are not fake plants at all. 100% live, and they have full-time arborists who are on board to keep it all in tip-top shape. This has a very nice evening lighting effect, and roughly every 15 minutes to half an hour, depending on how busy it is, the rising tide bar will go up and down. Now, flanking the rising bar as you enter are the two steakhouses. On the right is 150 Central Park. And as you can see here, it is exquisite. Now this Chops, you'll notice, because it is a park atmosphere, there actually is some outdoor seating. They do have covering, so even if there is some rain out here, you would be able to sit outside to have your evening meal. This area as well, they generally will have more of the lighter music, so it's not going to be the dance party type of music that you get on the boardwalk per se or the promenade. Nice acoustical music in most cases. Now you do have the trellis bar, and the bars are going to be plentiful around this ship. As we continue on into our Central Park area, you'll see a nice little pathway with lots of seating areas to just enjoy the ambiance. And yes, there are sculptures. We're now coming into Giovanni's table. So if you've been to some of the other ships and gone to Giovanni's, this one is a slightly different atmosphere, so to say, and I may have misspoke. This is actually Giovanni's Italian kitchen. Giovanni's table are the other ones on the other ships. Now the difference with Giovanni's Italian kitchen is it's not just the pasta that you come to expect from the other locations. They have a slightly different menu. One of the big draws is the actual Giovanni's pizza that they'll make and serve on the table. Now across from Giovanni's table is the Central Park Cafe. This is a complimentary option as well for you. You can have sandwiches, wraps, salads. Again, outside seating area for you to enjoy. Now, and also uniquely placed on this style ship are our more upper scale jewelry locations with regalia and Effie. Generally those are on the promenade, but to give it kind of that upscale, Central Park feeling with shopping and dining, they've moved the jewelry stores up here to this level. Now we won't bore you too much, but decks 9 through 12 all are staterooms. So they are the long, endless corridors. That's enough of the stateroom pictures. Let's move on to something a little more exciting. And by exciting, we mean Wonderland. That's right, folks. One of the uniquely themed restaurants here, and it is based off of Alice in Wonderland. All of their dishes are served with a twist in an uncommon presentation. On the Wonder, you do have the upper lobby where you enter that has a bar, and then you take the stairs down into the main dining area. Don't worry, if you do need elevator assistance, they have one, so everyone can enjoy it. I highly recommend at least going here once just for that experience. If you're curious as to the type of food, take a look at our Day 1 Wonder video where we do have dinner here.
All right, for those with younger adventurers, we are on deck 14 for Adventure Ocean, which is one of the kids programs. They have out here some little interactive, touch screens right outside, give you a taste of what the kids can do inside. Very colorful entranceway for the kids. As we approach, you can see this particular area, they have the AO babies, which are 6 months to 36 months, play place for some little ones. You've got the juniors, the theater, and the workshop. So you have the 6 to 12-year-olds that can hang out in that area. Obviously, we're not going to be going in there to film. It'd be weird to get babies, but they have a one-stop shopping. Pick your baby a choice, put it on your sign and sale card. But it is a very nice area for the little ones with a lot of playtime. Give the adults the break. And they actually have a little junior theater where they'll play shows and do other things like that.
We're entering the Solarium. This is an 18-year-old, excuse me, this is 18 years older. No kids running around causing a disruption to your quiet time. It boasts multiple hot tubs and pools. They're all styled so that they are overlooking the ocean in some manner. It does have its own separate bar. And there is a small bistro which is open for breakfast as well as dinner. When the weather permits, the outdoor wings are open and available. It's great photo opportunities. Nice place to catch a little of the sea breeze as well. And we'll take a quick stop there on our tour. As we make our way around the Solarium area, here, this is the lowest level of the cool pools. I say cool because it's not really heated. You'll notice, similar to the resort style pool on the main deck, there are ample chairs to just sit, relax, and have a drink. That middle tier or upper tier pool, also a cool pool, but it has much less seating. The Solarium also boasts an infinity hot tub. And I will tell you from experience, it is a hot tub. 20 minutes in there and I was done. But it is a beautiful view, especially on a sea day. And it is quite large and actually can accommodate comfortably 30 to 35 people.
All right, continuing our tour on deck 15, you will find the Solarium Bistro, which is open for breakfast and lunch on a first come, first serve. It does require reservations though for dinner. So let's take a walk in. So in the center here is a nice little enclosed area. This is also used on the Wonder for the chef's table experience. If you're curious as to what that is, check out our homepage. We have a full, well, not a full, but a lengthy video on our experience. And it is just an upscale, elegant dining. But let's do a quick walk of the Solarium Bistro.
And the food is very similar to that up on the marketplace in the Windjammer. Selections of meats and cheeses, salads, burgers. looking right out onto the solarium itself. And right above us is Hooked.
So we've left the solarium and we're back again on the main pool deck. This area, which is forward of the ship, boasts the perfect storm and cyclone water slides. It also has multiple hot tubs and the children's splash ground. It also affords you with a gorgeous bird's eye view of Central Park, which is located on deck 8, as we mentioned earlier in the tour. And while it looks nice now, it looks even better with the lights at night. Almost all the pools on Wonder have some aspect of a resort style, as opposed to your traditional pool. That means the sun chairs and a sunning deck in anywhere from 2, 3, 4 inches of water, as well as an actual 5 to 6 foot deep area. Chairs are always first come and first serve, both in the pool and on the deck. So do get to one early. Please remember there's no reserving of chairs. There's lots of signs to let you know about that. And we absolutely have watched people reserve chairs and have their items found, collected and taken aside for others. For those of you who've seen many of our other ships, you'll know that there's always an ice cream station. Here on the Wonder, it's forward on deck 12. It's called Sprinkles. It has a soft serve vanilla chocolate option available to you. Unfortunately, no strawberry. As we pass the lime and the coconut, the lime and coconut bar is actually fairly unique. It has multiple locations. There's one here on starboard, which is what we're currently walking down as we're moving through the smoking area on the ship. There's another one opposite on port, and there's another one deck above us just outside of the solarium. They're all the lime and coconut, but they're 3 separate locations. As we move to the aft of the pool deck, you'll see yet another resort style pool with sun deck and sun chairs. What you're seeing here is duplicated on the other side of the center opening that's again overlooking Central Park.
Now on the port side of the ship, before you get to the Windjammer, is the Mason Jar, which is a restaurant that boasts fine country cooking.
Located aft here on 15 is the Windjammer or Windjammer. A lot of people like to say it fancy, but it is the buffet style restaurant open for both breakfasts, lunch, and dinners. Now, we've been on many ships and we've done many ship tours on our various videos that you will see. We will acknowledge that although there have been a couple of unique things on this ship, most of the meals we've seen served in the Windjammer are very similar to those we've had on other cruises. Washing hands is a very important event here on Royal Caribbean to help spread, well, not help to spread, but to help stop the spread of airborne and other such illnesses. No washy-washy, no foodie-foodie. This Windjammer actually not only has a bar, but a coffee station, which is not that common. Many of the smaller ships just have a bar without the coffee station. As you can see, this opens up to the entire side of the ship, both port and starboard. All the food you'll find is identical on both sides. We're currently here at lunch, so you're gonna find burgers, dogs. You may see many of our different shots during this video, these Coca-Cola machines. If you're not familiar with the Coca-Cola Freestyle machine, it is a multiple selection device, so it's like a 7-Eleven in a box. In addition, you can get something here pretty much 24 hours a day whenever it's open. They're located all throughout the ship. If you have the drink package, that's the unlimited, or just the refreshment, you'll get a cup with a chip, which activates the machine that you can utilize anytime throughout your voyage. From the rear of the Windjammer, you actually can have a view of the sports deck. You can also see all the way across into Wonderland, so should you be having to have dinner here instead of one of those many specialties, you do get a glimpse of some of the activity and ongoing.
And as CJ mentioned, the other side is a mirror image boasting the same seating and food options.
So we are on deck 16, which houses the Social 100, which is an outdoor space for the teenagers, 13 to 17. And adjacent to the Social 100 is Unboxed, which is basically vending machines for things that,
Necessities.
yeah, like Pokemon cards,
Oh wait, here are the necessities.
electronics, sunscreen, chapstick, and lady products. And in case you don't want to visit the kids club in a couple years, protection. We are now venturing down to the sports zone. And it sounds like there is table tennis up here. Yep, there's table tennis. Looks to be 1, 2, 3 tables. Now we're coming up to the sports court, which appears to be a full-size basketball court. I do know that they have games up here such as dodgeball, 3-on-3, and that's about all I know what they do at the sports court. Coming up to the tail end on the aft of the ship is the Flowrider. You do have to make reservations for Flowrider because it is a very popular little attraction. Maybe one of these days we'll get up on there. I do believe it's an extra cost as well. That scary looking thing back there is the Abyss. It's a dry slide, and it's one of the tallest dry slides on any cruise ship. Let's go take a closer look. The Ultimate Abyss is a maximum weight of 330 pounds. Children must be accompanied by a guest of 16 years and older, and only one person at a time. They do provide you a slide mat. Continue on to the opposite side. We have a Wonder Playscape, which is a little play area for the kids. And continue on to our right-hand side is also the putt-putt golf. And right across from the putt-putt is the Zipline. Go CJ! So we are continuing on with the El Loco Fresh. This is where we stopped to eat lunch for the first day. They have fresh tortillas, so you can make your own little tacos, burritos. The pork is really good here. The queso is really good here. I do believe they are open for breakfast as well. And this is also included in your cruise fare. As we exit the El Loco Fresh, we are going into the arcade. This is additional cost. You also can limit your kids. You can actually set a limit for your kids on how much they can spend in here daily or for the whole cruise. Seems to be opened up a little bit more than other arcades that we've seen on cruise ships. Other arcades are usually a little bit more tighter in space, but this seems to be a nice open air space. And it's conveniently located near the Social 100. So continue on deck 16. This just wraps around back towards the elevators, the movie screen, and the pool area. Royal has done a nice job of actually breaking up the pool areas to have a little bit more variety in space, I guess you could say. As you can see, it's still a little bit crowded, but there are some open loungers. Also, on the right-hand side, you have the option to rent a cabana for the day. And it's cost how much, Christine?
$450.
$450. And that's for a full day or half day?
All day.
All day, which is not actually a bad price. You have a dedicated space and you have a great view of the pool. It's a great way to close out your cruise and have some relaxation before you head back to the real world. And we are continuing back towards the front of the ship where there is again, another pool. On the far side is Splashaway Bay, which you will find on all or most Royal Caribbean ships, as well as Coco Cay. As you can see, that is the Perfect Storm and also the Supercell slides. So the blue and the yellow is basically a racing slide, water slide. And the Supercell, we have not tried out yet because it is currently closed. But it appears to be another water slide. Still on deck 16, we have Hook, the seafood restaurant, and we're going to take a peek inside. Hook's Seafood, maybe you can guess, is actually a seafood restaurant. Has a nice overview of the Solarium. There's nice light coastal decor. It overlooks the Bistro as well.
And finally, Deck 17 boasts the location for the Coastal Kitchen and the Suite Lounge. Now, to access, you do need a card that qualifies. And I am sorry to say a junior suite does not qualify. However, all other suites do, and Pinnacle members. As you can see here, if you're in one of the qualifying suites, at least on the Wonder, you could literally go into that glass door and not come out again, because this is where you would have access to your staterooms and your meals and your lounge. So if all you wanted to do was chill, you could absolutely do so here. That's about all you're going to see of one of the suites. Sorry. We did have a fan of the channel who is a Pinnacle member and graciously sent us this video to include in our tour. So as you can see, right outside the Coastal Kitchen is the menu. This would be updated for each meal, so you can see what is available. Now, as you enter, the lounge and the Coastal Kitchen are occupying the same space. Now, as you can see, on the right is where the lounge is. Lots of nice seating, comfy couches and all, and the appetizers and drinks. And then as you pan to the left, that is where you have access to the Coastal Kitchen. And that brings this tour to an end. We hope you have enjoyed a quick look at the wonder of the seas. Please make sure to hit that like and notify and subscribe button. It really does help out the channel. And we'll see you next time on the Scenic Route.